How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video, and I'm joined yet again by D3, and we are going to be going over the top 5 INT units. I know a lot of people have been requesting this one, and yeah, say hi.
Hey, thanks for having me again on the channel. I almost for a split second said what I said in the last video. Thanks for whatever I said.
He's like, thanks, here again, I don't know, something really weird.
Thanks here again, me on channel, once again, annoying people. The pocket handful of people that really despise me and my voice.
It's cool. Like, as long as you guys enjoy the video, it's fine. I'm going to keep having him on for a few more videos in the future, so, you know, just leave a like anyway. Anyway, as long as you guys enjoy it, it's cool. And, of course, if you aren't subscribed to D3, I will leave his YouTube link.
No, don't do that, because I'm leeching off you, bro. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just type it in, maybe you'll find it that way.
Yeah.
And don't forget the dash. Anyway. Alright, so, top 5 INT units. We have some decisions for you guys. We definitely talk about this. We did include the new Super Saiyan Believer Jitar, so just a quick heads up for you guys. And in the number 5 spot, we're going to start with Janemba. He's a really solid unit overall. He fits really well in a mono INT team. He guards against all attacks, which is awesome. He gets an attack and defensive boost. He's just a really solid unit overall. He provides a lot of support for the team. And yeah, do you have anything else to say on him?
Yeah, Janemba's one of those, he's a really interesting unit because he aged very well and he will forever age very well due to his ability. The ability to block everything is going to be something that literally always has value in this game. So he'll forever be one of the top intelligence units. He, on top of that, not only being optimal or running really well on intelligence, also has all the main villain links, which we talked about Freeze in the last video. Obviously, Freeze will be a better overall tank because he does reduce damage, you know, as opposed to just blocking everything, so there's an innate difference between the two. Janemba, on the other hand, does have all of the standard villain links like Big Bad Bosses and, you know, all that stuff. I believe he has Nightmare, Fear, and Faith too, correct me if I'm mistaken. So Janemba just links a lot better on villains anyway. So Janemba, awesome unit. And a little tidbit, I only run Janemba as my only tank on my team. I mean, Omega Shenron being on the villain team as well, it's like a pseudo tank, if you will, because the guy has like 7,000 defense and is passive and stuff like that.
Insane.
Yeah, so I mean, they're my two defensive anchors. You don't need anything else, to be honest. Janemba, I don't really have much else to say.
And I honestly agree that he also greatly loves defense, which is obviously useful against certain events.
Well, I mean, at this point, every villain does that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose. And the good thing is, like, I like how consistent he is. He doesn't have a conditional passive skill like Golden Freezer, as you mentioned before, and he still hits pretty damn hard himself. I think that's one of the things that is kind of underrated for Janemba specifically, because people normally focus on how well he can tank, but he can also hit pretty hard himself, which I do believe is a quality, as I said before, isn't really looked at.
Yeah.
But overall, he is a really solid unit. I'm looking at him now on my global account, and he has 8,749 attack, and he isn't even max level yet, which is pretty damn high.
Yeah.
And a lot of Transcendent Ultra Res don't even have that high of an attack. Yeah, really solid unit overall. Incredible links.
He also gets... I'm sorry to cut you off there. I think he also gets attack and defense buffs, right?
He does. Wait. Attack and defense plus 5,000, yeah.
Yeah, so he's meant to hit a little hard and tank a little hard too, so... Or take a little less, excuse me. That didn't sound right. Take a little hard.
Yeah. Yeah, PG. What? Anyway, number 4 spot, we have LR Piccolo, and he is an interesting LR. He deviated massively from the LR trend. Normally they were just going to be hard hitters from what we could tell. And this one just came out and Piccolo just decided that he was going to be a tank. And he gives a flat out defensive boost to himself and obviously all your allies. And the problem with flat out defensive boosts is that they aren't that noticeable. If we take a look at the physical rebirth Piccolo, that 70% he gives to all your allies is, I believe, a lot more noticeable than a flat out defensive boost. And the problem with Piccolo, despite him having the shock and speed link, is that you don't really need him, considering the amount of debuffs that Buhan gives your team.
Yeah, had we talked about Piccolo and we did this video prior to Trunks and Vegeta coming out, Piccolo would probably be second or third best intelligence unit, man. He's kind of, the thing about it is like you said, defense, increasing defense as a passive and things like that, having a high defensive stat generally only really is noticeable on a normal attack. If you're getting normal attacked, you're going to take like double digit damage. If you're getting super attacked, it's really minor. You're not really going to notice it for the most part. I mean, it may be like 7 or 8k difference. Now, don't get me wrong, they can be clutch, but it's not what you would expect. So innately, that makes Janemba a better tank because of the ability to block everything, and that makes other units that basically have passives like AGO Golden Frieza, Tech Golden Frieza that reduce incoming damage, makes them better tanks than this Piccolo guy that's got over 50,000 defense. As crazy as that sounds, it's just the way that the game has modeled itself. Defense as a stat is not very important, and if that's the only real gimmick that Piccolo has, you know, it really loses a lot of relevance. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with Piccolo. His leader skill is interesting, right? 150%
wow,
up. You can run double, run double Piccolos and have like 300k HP. Run a bunch of support units like Broadpan and Turles, and you'll super all day. It'll be fine. You can do things like that, I guess, right? But like, and he also gets super attack 20, anyway. So we don't want to take anything away from him. But it's just his gimmick is not a good gimmick. But nonetheless, we're talking about intelligence units, and the thing about the intelligence unit group is that they're very top-heavy. I was telling Alex this off camera. You know, most of these units, their whole squad is carried by their first unit. And you know, let's go ahead and just say this here. Everybody knows the top unit is going to be Buhan. Yeah, and Buhan is so valuable to this team. He carries them.
He carries everything.
Exactly. So Buhan makes everything else work. So it's not really Piccolo's fault. It's just with shocking speed becoming less viable for intelligence due to Trunks and Vegeta, which once again everybody knows are going to be next. Those two are next. Due to those two coming out and being prepared for battle users and infusing that in the team, Piccolo does suffer a bit from that. But that being said, still an LR unit, still gets SI 20, still gets ridiculous stats, so he's going to be nice.
I definitely would feel like if he was a physical type, some people would use him a bit more, especially if you do obviously have units like Vegito Blue. But in the end, that defensive boost isn't as significant as it could have been.
Yeah.
And he only comes in the 4th spot, unfortunately.
Which is not bad either.
Yeah, which isn't
4th
bad.
Best intelligence unit isn't bad.
I definitely feel like he had a bit more potential. Maybe just give him a bigger defensive boost. That could have maybe made a big of a difference. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Which made it a percentage. Maybe that would have been more significant. But anyway, now this is going to be interesting because we decided that Trunks and Vegeta are like. Did we agree with this? Are they going to be in the number 2 spot? Or?
Yeah, they're 2A and 2B, with Vegeta being A and Trunks being V. Because it was really hard to find a significant difference between the two.
They are so similar. You have Vegeta, who is going to consistently hit hard, whereas Trunks requires orbs. He is self-sufficient, but there may be certain situations where he doesn't get that many orbs. And he does have the better leader skill, but at the same time, you have Vegeta, who can lower the attack and defense of extreme types, which can be extremely useful, and that would put him above Trunks. But then you have Trunks, who could potentially hit harder than Vegeta, and he also has a farmable super attack. So it goes back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put one unit above the other, to be honest. And as we said in the other videos, we aren't going to assume that you are going to farm the super attack for Trunks.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, if you didn't farm the super attack for Trunks, that makes him, you know, the one right above, and Vegeta's number 2. Basically.
And keep in mind, at super attack 10, Trunks gets an additional 30% attack boost, which obviously adds to how hard he's going to hit.
Correct.
And I'm pretty sure that at super attack 10, Vegeta hits for like 370k, whereas Trunks hits for around the same amount. But because Vegeta gets the buff thanks to a super attack mechanic, he hits for around 400k, and that's before he attacks the opponent. That's just like his max damage calculation before he attacks, which is pretty damn high. So you can just imagine how hard he's actually going to hit as soon as he takes on a tech type. I'd say it'll be around 550k, maybe a bit more, and it's the same with Trunks, obviously.
Yeah, and another thing is Vegeta does have the super attack mechanic where it stacks as well, so, you know, after a few super attacks he's going to hit a lot harder. it's just a back and forth between these two because one of them will hit harder. One of them will hit harder than the other if they get more orbs. One of them's more consistent. One of them has a better leader skill. And actually, Trunks is actually a very viable leader. I don't know if you guys know, but basically the best hero team setup is using a Trunks, your own Trunks if you have one, and a Vegito Blue friend with obviously your own Vegito Blue on the team. That's the best setup. Why? Because you get the easiest management for your ki, and you can actually run Go Tanks, for example, without having maxed out 12 ki all the time. So Trunks is actually a very viable leader, so that goes a lot in his scenario, or his favor, whereas in Vegeta's scenario, he doesn't really have a viable leader skill. You're not going to use those 100% up buffs in most cases. So it's just a back and forth, man. But like I said, if you didn't farm the super attack on Trunks, which you could have done through the free farmable strength one, right? That had like a similar art.
Yeah. And the amount of items
when he first transformed,
it takes so much time to awaken those ones because of the amount of training item it takes, the amount of awakening medals that you have to get for each one. It is a lot harder than it is for the other farmables. And we don't even know if the Super Saiyan Blues are going to get their own farmable card, and if they do, that's just going to make it even easier for Vegeta to out-damage Trunks. But when they are both at Super Attack 10, I do believe that Vegeta slightly out-damages him when Trunks only gets 6 orbs. But as we did say a few moments ago, they both can out-damage each other. It honestly depends on the situation. And in the end, we do believe that they are about equal. There are obviously some situations where one is better than the other, but overall they are about the same.
Yeah, and another thing I want to point out about Vegeta, is that Trunks, let me just say this really quick. Trunks and Vegeta both are optimal intelligence units, meaning that the best intelligence team will run both of those two with the Buhan lead, probably throw an Android 13, maybe that orb changing Goku too. Yeah, and you're going to have a nice team. It'll be fine. They'll have good key links. They'll have good ki, be able to get consistent supers. Everything will work out fine. So let's just get that out the bat. It doesn't matter if they're using shocking speed or not. It'll work fine. I guarantee it. That being said, Vegeta does have the unconditional 100% up. Okay? He also does have the passive that debuffs. Debuffing attack on the enemy is really, really good. Omega Shenron will have something to say with you if you don't agree that. That being said, on a hero team with Vegito Blue,
that is so useful.
Against an extreme enemy where you actually get that attack debuff, you'll see Vegito Blue actually become a good tank. That's how significant that is.
Vegeta is the answer to the Vegito Blue tanking problems.
He really is, at least against villains.
Against villain types, yeah. And people,
I don't want to take anything away from Trunks. But the thing about Trunks is that he's just a self-sufficient hard hitter.
And
that's what
decent leader skill.
With a good leader skill, yeah. That's it. Vegeta does have more fastest than him.
And keep in mind, on an INT team, you also get the debuffs from Buhan, so you're good. You're set.
The thing about it is on an INT team against an extreme villain, Vegeta still is getting that passive debuff, so him and Buhan are gonna debuff that enemy to hell.
Holy shit. Is there
They'll
anything
have no
that
attack.
INT can't do at this point?
Yeah, INT is ridiculously good.
Before
but
they
let's sorry to cut you off, Alex. Let's talk about the god
Buhan. I mean, he is probably the only unit in the game that can carry a team of stunners. I'm just pointing that out for a specific person. Anyway,
Talon. Talon loves him some stunners.
Just loves him stunners. Anyway, the thing about Buhan, at first, when we saw his card, everyone was just okay, he's crap, he has a shitty nuke passive, and he heals, which won't be that significant. But as soon as we used him, I don't have him, but as soon as, guys like Donnie used him, incredible. Probably the only unit in the game that can rival Super Vegito. He can just basically carry any team. You could probably take a team full of rares and still beat any Dokkan event. That's how OP he is. And obviously, as a user, you know how ridiculous he is.
Yeah. That man, Buhan, is a straight savage, bro. Not gonna lie. The ability to debuff attack and defense
and
heal.
Challenges the enemy.
Doing that every turn with 2 Buhans. That's ridiculous. That is flat out ridiculous. I didn't think, like Alex said, that he was going to be that good. He looked generic. He didn't look very good at face value. But as soon as you use that guy, you're like, man, you can literally run the crappiest teams, and this guy will carry you all the way through. Not to say that Super Vegito can't do that, but the self-sufficiency of intelligence, all thanks to Buhan, he literally carries this whole team. Not to say that Trunks and Vegeta, when he comes out, won't be good. It's just Buhan is just that dang good. He is the only unit, as Alex said, other than Goku Black in the game, Rose, that can actually challenge Vegito as the best unit in the game.
Buhan's an interesting one because he can be, I don't know, because I don't see how he can't be the best unit in the game. But then you look at how broken Super Vegito and Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black are, and then you're just like, it's weird because you just can't, these three units are just so broken that they are on a completely different level. How does that happen?
Yeah, all those God type leaders and all the units that have God type leaders and stuff like that, like Gotenks, stuff like that, they're all really good. But these three really do shine above everybody else.
It's insane how good they are. Buhan just basically just roll for any event without any problems. Basically use next to no items. Super Vegito, his only weakness is that he doesn't tank super attacks. Oh look, a barber. Problem solved.
They even know that he loves to not take super attack hits, so they made him his own super sealer that has shocking speed.
There you go. Oceanus. And then Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black gives 3 key to extreme types, and oh my god, his leader skill, unconditional 100%, anything else, just insane. But yeah, I think we've pretty much covered the INT type for today. I hope you guys agreed with what he said. I'm pretty sure we gave the best possible explanations, especially for Trunks and Vegeta. You may disagree with what we said, you might agree with what we said. But in the end, I hope you guys did enjoy, and don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the Leech, as always.
The Leech, yeah. The Leech with that voice. Next time, just a quick heads up, next time I'm going to talk like this. Yes. We've got... we're doing physical next, so next we've got physical.
But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.